Imagine for a second that you're walking around with this massive, jagged, heavy metal keyring just weighing down your pocket. And on this keyring, you have a totally different specific key for literally everything in your life.
Oh man, that sounds terrible.
Right, like there's a key for your front door, sure, but also a key to open your refrigerator, a key to start your coffee maker, one for your daily newspaper, and a key just to look at your own photo album.
I mean, the friction of just simply existing in your own house would be completely exhausting. You'd spend more time fumbling for the right key than actually doing whatever it was you set out to do.
Exactly. And that is, the perfect description of what it feels like to be a curious learner navigating the modern internet today. You're juggling dozens, maybe hundreds of passwords.
Easily hundreds.
Yeah, and you're dealing with all these clunky logins, the mandatory two-factor authentication apps, and just that constant lingering anxiety that one of these centralized corporate servers holding your data is, well, inevitably going to get breached, right? Spilling your personal life onto the dark web.
And the current digital architecture practically guarantees those breaches. I mean, we've built an internet of centralized honeypots.
Right.
When millions of people are forced to store their data in a single corporate database, it just creates this irresistible target for bad actors.
So today we're going on a deep dive into a quiet but honestly massive revolution happening right now that is designed to destroy those honeypots. We are looking at a stack of sources to understand how we're moving toward an era of true user sovereignty. We'll be exploring smart wallets, verifiable credentials, and zero-knowledge proofs.
It's a huge shift.
It really is. For our roadmap, we're pulling from an official Ethereum.org outline detailing a concept called account abstraction. We also have a July 2024 master's thesis from CUNY by Srinivasa Dimpa on verifiable access control, a conceptual snippet from a text called Intuition, the Trust Protocol, and a Wikipedia page originally meant to detail the China Real DID system.
Yeah, and that snippet from the Intuition text provides the perfect framing for this whole transition. It notes that we're entering this phase of digital trust defined by, quote, permissionless cooperation and unassailable programmatic trust.
Programmatic trust, I like that.
Right, we're witnessing this monumental shift of power away from intermediary platforms, so the big tech companies, the centralized banks, identity brokers, and returning that architecture back to you, the individual.
Well, to understand where this revolution is actually taking us, we first have to unpack the foundation of this new trust model. And that requires looking at Ethereum and this whole concept of smart contracts.
Yeah, so according to the Intuition text, Ethereum brought the smart contract into the mainstream by creating a Turing-complete environment on a blockchain.
Which, just to clarify for everyone, Turing-complete basically means...
It means the system is robust enough to run literally any computational logic you throw at it, provided you supply the processing power. So developers can write code that executes exactly as programmed across a global network. There's no downtime, no censorship, and critically, no third-party interference.
I always conceptualize a smart contract as like a physics engine in a video game.
Oh, that's a good way to look at it.
Right, because in the real world, if we sign a contract or, make a bet, we have to rely on a human referee, a judge, a bank, an escrow agent, whatever. And humans can be bribed, or they have inherent biases, or they just make simple clerical mistakes.
Happens all the time.
Exactly. But in a video game, if you drop an apple off a ledge, it falls. Gravity doesn't need a referee to enforce it. Gravity just happens automatically because the rule is baked into the environment itself.
Right, it's just the code.
Yeah, a smart contract does the exact same thing for digital agreements. The rules of the contract basically become the physics of the digital environment.
And once that code is deployed, the logic just executes independently. It doesn't ask for permission, and it doesn't rely on some vulnerable intermediary server sitting in a corporate data center somewhere. The trust is, like we said, programmatic.
But this raises a glaring issue.
Yeah.
If this programmatic physics engine is so perfect, why does interacting with it still feel like trying to fly a space shuttle manually? I mean, using this technology today is incredibly intimidating for the average person.
Oh, completely. And the Ethereum.org roadmap addresses this UX nightmare directly. The core issue lies in how users actually interface with the network right now using what are called EOAs, or externally owned accounts.
Great, EOAs.
Yeah, and EOA is fundamentally just a raw public-private key pair.
Oh, the dreaded seed phrase.
Exactly, the seed phrase. That's the human-readable version of that private key, usually like 12 or 24 random words. And underlying cryptography operates in this state of absolute binary extremes.
What do you mean by binary extremes?
Well, think of your public key, like a mail slot on a front door. Anyone can push assets or data through it, right? But your private key, that seed phrase, is the single, unique physical key that opens the door from the inside.
Right.
If you hold that private key, you have ultimate, undeniable authority to do anything with the account. But if you lose it, that door is welded shut forever.
Forever.
Yeah. There's no customer support line to call. There's no forgot password link to click. The assets are just permanently trapped.
And the reverse is equally terrifying, honestly. If someone tricks you into typing those 12 words into a phishing site, they possess the exact same ultimate authority that you do. The system literally cannot distinguish between the rightful owner and a thief holding the master key.
And the source material explicitly acknowledges this problem. Securing a static, raw cryptographic key places this enormous cognitive burden on the user. I mean, expecting mass adoption when the prerequisite is guarding a piece of paper with 12 words on it against fire, theft, and loss. It's simply unrealistic.
Yeah, to make this technology viable for everyday life, the accounts themselves need to become intelligent. They can't just be dumb vaults. Which brings us to the Ethereum.org source and the actual mechanics of account abstraction.
Right, so account abstraction is this massive architectural shift that upgrades those basic EOAs into smart contract wallets. Instead of your account being controlled by a single, unchangeable private key, your account becomes a programmable smart contract itself.
So you're putting a highly customizable software layer between you and the blockchain.
Exactly.
Okay, so how does the network actually implement this without breaking the millions of accounts that, already exist?
Well, the roadmap details two distinct parallel paths happening right now to solve that. The first is EIP 4337, which was actually deployed back in March 2023.
Oh, so that one's already live.
Yeah, it's live. And what's brilliant about this path is that it bypasses the need to change the base layer of Ethereum. It introduces an entirely parallel transaction system. So instead of sending a standard transaction, a smart wallet sends what is called a user operation into an alternative waiting room, or a mempool.
Okay, an alternative waiting room.
Right. And then specialized actors called bundlers sweep up these user operations, package them all together, and submit them to the blockchain as a single transaction.
And the scale of that parallel system is already huge. The source notes it has facilitated over 26 million smart wallets and processed more than 170 million of these user operations.
Which is wild.
It is. But a parallel system doesn't really help the person who's been using a legacy EOA for the last 5 years, right? Like, they can't just abandon their old address.
No, they can't. Which is exactly why the second path, EIP 7702, is so critical. This one is scheduled for the upcoming Pectra network upgrade on May 7, 2025. And it tackles that legacy problem head on.
How does it do that?
It allows an existing dumb EOA to temporarily attach smart contract code to itself for the exact duration of a single transaction.
Oh, wow. So just for that one moment.
Exactly. It effectively turns a basic key pair into a smart wallet just long enough to execute some complex logic, and then strips the code away, leaving the original account perfectly intact.
That temporary wrapping mechanism solves the backward compatibility problem beautifully. But let's look at the actual user experience here. What does this programmable layer actually allow a regular person to do?
The most immediate benefit is social recovery. Since the wallet is now a piece of software, you can program its security parameters. If you lose your primary access key, you aren't just locked out.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. You can encode a rule that states if 3 out of 5 trusted entities, say your hardware wallet, your laptop, and a close family member collectively sign a recovery transaction, the smart wallet will just generate and assign a new primary key.
That's huge. And it also completely changes the friction of executing tasks. Currently, swapping a digital token requires multiple steps, right? You sign one transaction to approve the token, you wait for network confirmation, and then you have to sign a second transaction to actually trade it.
Super tedious.
Very. But because a smart wallet can execute multiple steps sequentially, you can batch those approvals and trades into a single, seamless click.
But honestly, the most transformative aspect for user adoption is the concept of sponsored transactions.
Right, the gas fees.
Yeah. In the traditional system, interacting with the Ethereum network requires you to hold ETH just to pay the network gas fees. It is a massive barrier to entry. But with account abstraction, the smart wallet can utilize a paymaster.
A paymaster.
Yeah, it's a piece of code that allows a decentralized application to pay the transaction fee on your behalf, or allows you to pay the fee using whatever token you're already transferring.
See, this directly mirrors the friction we constantly battle in the traditional Web 2 world. Consider the Wikipedia source we have in our stack today.
Oh, right, the China Real DID page.
Yeah, we pulled that Wikipedia page specifically detailing China Real DID to look for context on national digital identity infrastructures. But the actual text scraped into our research stack is entirely dominated by those desperate, full-page pop-up banners begging the reader for a $2.75 donation.
Oh yeah, it's hilarious. It's like, we owe you an explanation. Please don't skip this 1-minute read. If everyone who finds Wikipedia useful gave $2.75,
Yeah.
It just dominates the screen.
It totally dominates it, and it forces the user to navigate this labyrinth of credit card fields, payment processor selections, and transaction fee agreements just to give them $2.
Right, it's so much effort for such a small amount.
It perfectly illustrates the broken payment mechanics of the internet. Wikipedia provides immense value, but the architecture of the web forces them to build an obstacle course to collect a microtransaction, requiring you to expose highly sensitive financial data to a centralized payment processor in the process.
It's the lose-lose.
It is. But with account abstraction and paymasters, a web application could execute a frictionless microtransaction totally in the background. You could seamlessly stream fractions of a cent to Wikipedia per article read, completely eliminating the clunky roadblocks.
So account abstraction creates the technical foundation for a frictionless, secure financial layer. However, securing assets and solving payment UX leaves a much more complex problem unresolved.
Right. We've figured out how to secure the money, but we still need to secure who we are. I mean, if we're abandoning passwords and seed phrases for our assets, how do we abandon physical plastic ID cards and centralized identity brokers for our personal data?
And that's where the master's thesis by Srinivasa Dumpa from CUNY comes in. It provides the blueprint for this. Dumpa explores verifiable access control, which operates under the framework of self-sovereign identity, or SSI.
SSI, okay.
The thesis outlines 3 foundational pillars. You have the blockchain acting as a neutral registry, decentralized identifiers, or DIDs, and verifiable credentials, or VCs. Dumpa uses the Polygon ID ecosystem to demonstrate how these elements actually interact.
So break down the mechanics of that ecosystem for us. How does an identity actually move from a physical institution onto this digital architecture?
The system requires 3 independent actors. First is the issuer. This is a trusted entity, so a university, your employer, or a government agency like the DMV. They verify your real-world documentation and issue a cryptographically signed verifiable credential.
Okay, that makes sense.
Then the second actor is the identity holder, which is you. You store this digital credential inside a secure wallet on your personal device. And the third actor is the verifier. This could be an app trying to log you in, or a physical turnstile at a concert venue, just requesting proof that you meet a specific requirement.
And the crucial mechanism connecting the holder and the verifier is zero-knowledge proofs, or ZKPs. This is the technology that makes the entire system fundamentally different from just, taking a photo of your passport and sending it to a website.
Exactly. Zero-knowledge cryptography is complex, but the premise is profound. It allows you to mathematically prove to a verifier that a specific statement is true without revealing the underlying data that makes it true.
A great way to visualize a zero-knowledge proof is playing Where's Waldo with a friend.
Oh, I love this analogy.
It works so well. So you want to prove to your friend that you know exactly where Waldo is hidden on the page, but you refuse to show them his location or anything else about the scene. To achieve this, you take a massive piece of opaque cardboard, much larger than the book itself.
Right.
You cut a tiny Waldo-sized hole in the cardboard. Then you place the board over the open book and shift it around until Waldo appears perfectly through the tiny hole. Your friend can look through the hole and definitively verify, yes, that is Waldo.
But because the cardboard is opaque and covers the edges of the book, they have zero context. They don't know his coordinates on the page, they don't know if he's near the beach or the castle, and they gain literally no other information about the scene.
Exactly, they just get the proof.
The opaque cardboard represents the cryptographic algorithm. In the digital realm, a ZKP utilizes these complex polynomial equations. The math only balances perfectly if the underlying data, your age, your citizenship, your access level, is genuinely certified by an issuer. The verifier receives a mathematical output that guarantees the claim is valid, but they receive zero surrounding data.
Think about the privacy implications of that. Right now, when you go to a bar, the bouncer needs to know you're over 21.
Right.
To prove that single fact, you hand them a piece of plastic that exposes your full legal name, your exact date of birth, your home address, your exact height, and, your organ donor status. You're hemorrhaging sensitive personal data just to satisfy a binary yes or no query.
And Dumpa's thesis highlights that by utilizing zero-knowledge proofs, we default to absolute data minimization. If an application requires proof of age, the wallet generates a ZKP that just flashes a mathematical yes. The application's database never sees, and therefore never stores, your date of birth or your name. You eliminate the honeypot.
Because a hacker can't steal what was never collected.
Precisely.
Okay, I understand the privacy mechanism, but let's test the physical security of this. Traditional passwords, for all their faults, require something I know in my head. This digital identity wallet is just something I have in my pocket. If I'm on the subway and someone pickpockets my phone, aren't they now in possession of my entire verifiable existence? Can't they just generate a zero-knowledge proof to access my bank or my office building?
It's a great question, and Dumpa anticipates this exact threat model by emphasizing non-repudiation. A properly designed SSI wallet actually offers vastly superior non-repudiation compared to traditional passwords. The security doesn't solely rely on device possession.
So how does the wallet actually prevent a thief from generating the proof?
Because the zero-knowledge proof is not pre-calculated. It has to be generated locally, in real time, within the secure hardware enclave of the device itself. And the trigger to run that mathematical generation requires biological authentication.
Like a biometric scan?
Yes, a local biometric scan, like your fingerprint or facial geometry. You might drop your phone, or you might accidentally type a password into a fake website, but you cannot accidentally hand over your physical fingerprint to a thief. Therefore, any access proof generated by that device can be definitively mathematically traced back to the biological owner of the wallet.
So tying the cryptographic generation to local hardware biometrics elegantly solves the stolen device problem. Let's look at how Dumpa applies this to the physical world through attribute-based access control, or ABAC. We're moving away from a master key that either grants total access or total denial, toward an environment that is highly contextual.
The thesis outlines several incredibly practical scenarios for attribute-based access control. Consider location-based parameters. Let's say a remote worker attempts to access sensitive internal company servers. Even if their device generates the proper biometric ZKP, the system denies access.
Why?
Because a verifier schema requires a secondary attribute. The user must be within an authorized geographic perimeter.
And that check happens instantaneously without pinging a human IT manager.
Instantaneously. Dumpa also details time-based schemas. A worker arrives at a manufacturing plant and scans their digital credential at the entrance. The turnstile doesn't just verify they're an employee, it checks their verified credential against their specific current shift schedule.
So if they show up early,
if they attempt to enter 4 hours before their shift begins, the math simply fails to compute and the gate remains locked.
That's wild. The thesis even provides the actual query logic for a student ID schema, right?
It does, yeah. The system executes a highly targeted code query. Access level HEQI. So the student's digital wallet processes the query, checks the credentials issued by the university, and generates a zero-knowledge response. If the student possesses the high attribute, they're granted access to a restricted laboratory.
And the crucial detail here is that the laboratory door does not need an active, continuous connection to a centralized university database to verify the student. The cryptographic proof itself contains the absolute truth.
Exactly. It's completely self-contained.
So connect this to your daily life. Imagine navigating your entire day without a physical wallet. You approach your office building, and your phone seamlessly generates a local biometric proof that unlocks the doors you are authorized to use. You buy a restricted item at a store, and your device proves your age without revealing your identity.
Yep. You walk into a concert venue, and a mathematical proof validates your ticket.
You're moving fluidly through physical and digital spaces, leaving behind absolutely zero digital exhaust. No central server is tracking your movements, and no corporate database is storing your personal details, waiting for the next inevitable data breach.
We're replacing blind faith in fragile institutions with resilient, programmable cryptography. It is the realization of that unassailable trust the intuition text predicted.
To recap the journey we've taken today, we started by understanding the raw power of Ethereum's smart contracts acting as a global physics engine. We dissected how account abstraction, through systems like EIP 4337 and EIP 7702, solves the UX nightmare of seed phrases by turning accounts into programmable smart wallets capable of social recovery. And finally, we explored how zero-knowledge proofs and verifiable credentials will replace the heavy keying of passwords and plastic IDs with perfect privacy-preserving mathematical proofs.
The technological leap is just staggering. However, considering everything we've unpacked today, a rather unsettling long-term question emerges.
Okay, what's the blind spot?
Well, we've established that securing these cryptographic proofs relies on binding the digital wallet to local hardware biometrics, right? It creates ultimate security and non-repudiation because you can't accidentally lose a fingerprint. But in a fully realized SSI future, your bank accounts, your medical record, and your physical access are entirely dependent on your unique biological signature.
Right.
What happens when a sophisticated actor eventually manages to digitally intercept or synthesize biological data?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. You can always reset a compromised password. You can invoke social recovery to generate a new cryptographic key. But you cannot issue yourself a new fingerprint. You cannot generate a new retina. As our digital architecture becomes immutably bound to our physical bodies, we have to ask if the ultimate security solution eventually becomes our permanent, unfixable vulnerability.
Tying our absolute truth to biology leaves literally no room for error. It is a necessary, heavy thought to consider as we build these perfect physics engines of trust. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. As you navigate the internet today, keep questioning the systems demanding your data. And the next time you find yourself fumbling with the jagged, metaphorical keying of passwords, know that the fundamental architecture of the web is finally being rewritten. See you next time.
1, 2,